and more recently, Yekdose Biderash, a professional coach and a public speaker. He is the only person who ranked #1 in Concours Dolati and Azad in the same year. And if you're confused about your professional life after immigration, Dr. Shahab Anari has an inspiring story to share with you. So please put your hands together for Dr. Shahab.
For being such a welcoming and professional host. So could you put up my PowerPoint presentation on the screen, please? Before I start, I'd like to appreciate a few people here. First of all, Dr. Parsanajat, Dr. Nurian, and their staff. It's been months and months of planning. I know personally that this has been a long journey, and they have put a lot of energy, a lot of time into putting together this symposium. So could you please put your hands together for Reza and Faride? Show them some energy. Second, I'd like to appreciate Minister Garneau for taking the time out of his day to be here with us. It's been an honor. It's a very difficult task for me to speak after such an amazing speaker. So thank you. So could you put your hands together for Minister Garneau? And last but not least, I'd like to appreciate you for being here and for taking part in this symposium in order for yourself to grow professionally, to find your answers, to find your connections, and your keys to success. So, a round of applause for yourself. No problem. So, if you could just put up the slide on the screen, that would be awesome. I think if you could get the tech guy, he did something over here. Yeah, he did something here. Yeah. In my first slide, I have this photo of mine a few years back when I first landed in Canada as a new immigrant. When you see that photo of mine, you see a mixed feeling. On the one hand, I had this hope, this optimism about the future. It's gonna be great. It's gonna work out. I'm gonna build a wonderful life for my family, for myself, for my kids. And this is a dream come true. I'm really grateful for this opportunity and I'm over the moon. But on the other hand, I was experiencing this feeling of doubt, worry, anxiety about the future. Is this the right thing to do? Am I making really a good decision? Wouldn't it have been better to immigrate to some other country with milder weather in the winter? Is it really correct for me to immigrate at this age? I'm going to be building my life from scratch. So I used to be a pretty successful English teacher and author of books back at home. And by pretty successful, I mean I had sold more than 2 million copies of my books. I was a guest speaker on TV and radio 5 days a week. So in my field, I was pretty well known. So I was changing countries, immigrating to a new country, with no connections, just like yourself, a highly qualified professional, immigrating to a new country, no connections, with a hazy prospect of the future, and just hoping for the best, and keeping my fingers crossed. Just to add salt to the injury, I was not only immigrating to a new country, I was planning to change my career trajectory. I had decided not to continue as an English teacher and author of books, but to enter the field of coaching. So it was a double challenge for me, I could say. And I know that this is relevant to many of you. So many of you have immigrated to Canada, and it's not just the move to a new country. It's also, oh, that's the photo of mine at the airport. You see that mixed feeling. You see that hint of smile on my face, being optimistic about the future, but at the same time, this distant look in my eyes, thinking about the future, not knowing what's going to happen. Tech problems. Okay, no problem. So this is me back in the days when I was like teaching English and writing books and everything. When I first came to Canada, just like many of you, I had this idea that I will partner up with my friends, we'll pool our money, and we'll start a business. And what business is better than Tim Hortons? We'll partner up with, I'll partner up with my friends, we'll buy a franchise, and franchise is really popular in Canada. People line up in the morning to get a cup of coffee. So that's the best decision I can make. Right? Wrong. No. I quickly realized that this is not the case. First of all, franchises of Tim Hortons is not floating in the air and is not available to everyone for you to go and grasp. Second, you have to be a franchisee before you can even apply for a new franchise, which obviously I was not. And third, you have to have a certain, I could say, personality to be a successful franchisee, because you have to play within restrictions. You can be creative as you would like, and it's a very, I could say, special kind of business. So I quickly realized that this is not for me. So this was off the plate once more. After that, a few of my friends approached me and provided me with a wonderful idea about a new business, another business. They approached me and said, you have a solid background in education, you have this network, let's start a college. We know so many people back in Iran, even in the Middle East. They're rich, wealthy people. We can bring them in to Canada. We can get spots in great universities in Canada, and we can make a lot of money. We will bring the marketing expertise, you have the education, you have the experience in the education field. We will make this work. Right? A great idea. Wrong. Why? Because I quickly realized that partnership is not for everyone. And although these people were really good people, we were not a right fit. So just because an idea could be a money-making machine, it does not mean that it's for you or it's for me. So this idea again went off the plate. So after spending like maybe 6 months, a year, ruminating about these different ideas of different businesses, spending so much time, so much energy, so much effort, so much money on these unsuccessful ideas, someday I sat down and asked myself, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? This is not going to work. Spending 6 months on this idea, 7 months on that idea, a year of your life on that business idea, and this is not going to work. You're wasting your time. So I sat down with myself and asked myself, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? What is the right way to do this? Are you willing to spend a few hours, maybe 100 hours, to find out your sweet spot in your professional career? So I started methodically going through this self-knowledge, this introspection. I took a lot of personality tests. I got advice from successful people, mentors. I even hired a coach, a career coach, to help me find out what's best for me. And that was the right decision to make, which led me to, well, what I'm doing right now, training and coaching. And I soon found out that I have to do some certifications. I became a member of the International Coach Federation, also CAPS, Canadian Association of Professional Speakers, and that's what I'm doing full-time right now. But how is this relevant to you? So many of you, just like me, immigrated to Canada with this mixed feeling, right? How many of you experienced this mixed feeling, both hope and positive feelings, and doubt, worry, and negative feelings? Put your hands up. Be honest. Right? But the reality is, after the honeymoon period, right, there is worry, there is exhaustion, there is frustration, nothing is working, and there is hopelessness. Maybe this is not meant to work. Maybe I should go back. How many of you have thought about this? Maybe this is not for me. I might have to go back at some point. And this is not a prospect I want to face, right? So, the key question here is, what do you want to do with your professional life? I'm going to share with you very quickly what I learned along the way. And I'm going to call this your sweet spot, your professional sweet spot. I believe when your strengths, your passion, and the market meet, the intersection of these three things is your sweet spot. I urge you to take a moment and think about this. What are your strengths? I know for sure that you, as highly qualified professionals, you have strengths. Maybe you don't value them, maybe you discount them, maybe you're telling yourself that, oh, this is not relevant to the Canadian market, I don't have Canadian experience, my education does not count here. Wrong. You have a gem inside of you. You have to polish that gem to make it relevant to this new environment. All of you do. You have those strengths, the experiences, the talents, those superpowers. Don't discount them. The second one is your passion. What are you passionate about? What do you really want to do? Not just for money, just like I was trying to do, the college idea, the Tim Hortons idea, just for money. I was money hungry. What do you really want to do? What excites you? What makes you jump out of bed in the morning? Just think about it. Just spend a few hours. This is not some pep talk. Just think about it. Spend a few hours, 100 hours of your time to spend the next 20, 30, 40 years of your life doing what you love. Would it be worth it? Absolutely. The third is the market. It's not enough to find something that you're good at and you're passionate about. The market has to need it. Sometimes we have to change our mix of abilities in order to make it relevant to the market. Let me give you examples of my own life. I've had so many crazy ideas during my life. As Nisha said, I studied medicine 21 years ago back in Iran, in Tehran University of Medical Sciences. I did have the strength because I ranked first. I came first in concours, and you know what concours means. The university entrance exam, 1.2 million people. I came first in that exam. I obviously had the strength. I had the love of learning. I was a quick learner, but I didn't have the passion. I hated medicine. That's true. And people don't make sense. They say you're crazy. People kill to be a medical doctor. But that was not meant for me. I hated medicine. So this was not my sweet spot. Another example. Because I was a pretty good English teacher and author of books, I thought it's a great idea to start a language institute. Right? It's logical. You're a great English teacher, let's start a language institute. But again, it didn't work. Why? Because there was this strength, there was this passion, but there was not a good and big enough market for the kind of language institute that I had in mind. I was thinking of a language institute where there is simulation and we bring in kids and this and that, but there was not a need for that. It was a great idea for me. I was really excited about the idea. Wow, this is going to work. But I hadn't studied the market enough. There was no market for it. There was a very small market for it. So it didn't work either. But just when I found my sweet spot, which was the training and coaching thing, everything fell into place. I co-authored the best-selling book of 2016 with Brian Tracy. I got recognized as one of the America's premier experts. I got featured in the Wall Street Journal as the master of success, and so on and so forth. And this is not meant to brag about myself. I just want to say, you may be confused for a while. That's okay. That's okay. Everything will gonna fall into place. This is the right process for you. But just don't be money hungry, just I was. Just find your sweet spot. Find where the intersection is between your strengths, your passion, and the market, what market is. And obviously, this is easier said than done. How can you find that? Well, there is not enough time for me to go over all the details, but these are some resources that may get you started. I encourage you to take a photo of this slide and get yourself started. Take some personality tests. There are tons of them. MBTI, you may have heard of them. MBTI, VIA, 16 personalities, DISC, Enneagram, so many of them. There are so many of them. You will glean wonderful insights about yourself, about your personality, about your passion, about your interests, your strengths. Read books. One of the books which have been sold for 14 million copies worldwide is Strengths Finder. It's a book. Just spend $15 on this book and get to know yourself. Work with a coach. They're really good coaches. I'm from Toronto. I'm not pitching my business. But there are really good coaches in this room. One of them is Ali. Where are you, Ali? One of them is Ali. He's my colleague. He's certified coach. And there must be other fellow coaches in the room from Quebec, from your city. Just work with someone who can guide you through to that sweet spot. So this is the key question. Are you willing to spend those few hours, maybe 100 hours, to find out what you're gonna do for the rest of your life? Are you gonna suspend those money-hungry attitudes and just do some introspection, get some feedback from people, get to know yourself, so that you will spend the next 20, 30, 40 years of your life doing what you love and earning good money? That is the key question. Sir Richard Branson says, there is no greater thing you can do with your life and your work than follow your passions in a way that serves the world and you. Not just following your passion, in a way that serves the world and you. To finish off my speech, I have a gift for you. This is my new bestseller. It has sold 12,000 copies in the last month. I'm really proud of it. It's called Yekto Se Bederash, or 1, 2, 3 Shine. I have a video course which I'm going to give you for free on this book. It's on this book, but I'm going to give you this course for free. Just take a photo of this slide. Just jot down this link. It's shahabanari.com. That's my site. /123 Bederash. Just go there, sign up, and get this video course for free. I'm going to teach you for free some skills, some soft skills that will help motivate you, that will help you find your own answers, that will help you with your time management, and so on. If you'd like to get the book, we offer it half price at our desk outside. But it's not about the book, it's about you. You can get this video course for free. It's my gift for you because you spend the time being here with us today. My last sentence and my last urge for you is you have that gem inside of you. You're a highly qualified professional. Compared to the other, even Canadians, 90% of them, you're more qualified. You have to polish that gem. Spend some time to make your gem relevant to the Canadian market. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions before we part for lunch?
Considering that you're very familiar with Concours and you've got pretty good at it, and you're a life coach now, how do you see Concours?
What do you mean? How do you see Concours?
Because I want to show this video to my friends. It's not really that important. There's lots of other things in life.
Yeah. You know, I tend to see opportunities and challenges. That's the way I look at things. That's the way I look at life. I even look at immigration as a challenge, where there is a seed of opportunity inside. For me, immigration was a challenge, just like everyone else, but I saw the opportunity to get to know myself better and find my career trajectory. It's the same with Concours. So the university entrance exam is very tough. It's a challenge, obviously. So many people get discouraged, get disappointed. But where is the opportunity? The opportunity of learning how to manage stress, how to manage your time, how to fight for your dreams, right? So I tend to see it as an opportunity. Would that answer your question? Okay, perfect. Any other question from the audience? Thank you so much for your time.
I think we have time for one last question.
Hi, thank you for being here with us. I'm just curious how you can, if there is any like tips for immigrants to encourage day by day ourselves to follow their dreams, you know, and respect themselves and love themselves first. Because when we come here, we have to get a Canadian experience. We heard about the Canadian certificate. I'm not sure what is the difference between Canadian experience and Iranian experience. How we really treat Iranian customers in our stores compared to Canadians. We respect our people. Maybe we are not well known based on our diplomacy or politics and so on, but we come here and we miss our family just because we want to change our life and we want to serve Canadians. You know, the market that you taught, everything was fair enough, I understand that. But today I have the passion to serve Canadians. And tomorrow is too late for me, I guess, you know, because
Absolutely.
Because I just want to get more like a, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 better, a shiny or something. It's gonna help me, but I need more tips if you don't mind.
Sure. Obviously, I was given a 15 to 20 minute slot here.
Yeah, sure,
I
sure.
don't want to rant and go on and on.
Yeah.
So, so maybe a few pointers here. First of all, motivation is like taking a bath. You can't expect to take a bath just once in your life and the effects will live on. No. You have to get motivated every day. You have to do something to get motivated every day. And so follow me on Instagram, read books, and, you know, deliberately spend some time to get yourself motivated and inspired. Second, and more importantly, it's okay to feel lost. Honestly, it's okay to feel lost. Trust the process. It's going to work out. You know, I believe, I don't know if you agree with me or not, I think immigrants are the bravest people in the world. Don't you agree? Yes. The bravest people in the world. It gives me goosebumps when I think I left whatever I had in Iran, whatever kind of success that all of us had back in Iran, and I left that behind and I came here a no-name with no connections. Nobody knew me. And I had to go through the certifications and, you know, proving myself to the community and so on and so forth. That's really a courageous act. And I appreciate you for that. Take the time, it's going to work out. Trust the process. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anari. So we invite you all to take a lunch break.